All right. Good. All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. I will talk a little bit about Wellfully, a company that in the world of chemistry actually took a little bit of a different approach. Matter of fact, we've been working on the physics of the delivery itself. So we started out taking the products as they are, just basically trying to understand how the actives move from the formulation, from the hydrogel into tissue or skin or onto hair. Our background is in so-called enhanced deliveries. We've been working on that since the late 90s, mainly doing two things. Getting better at moving existing actives across, out of the formulation and into the skin, or, and this is the really interesting part, being able to make some actives absorb transdermally, something that they would not in traditional, let's call them passive applications. I've given you a few examples of some of the key performance indicators. So hyaluronic acid, we go over 5 times. It's a double on antioxidants. And niacinamide actually does a really neat thing, because with better absorption, you're also reducing the irritation effects you have with them. And the video is not moving, doesn't matter. 20 years, 17 patients down the road, we gathered a lot of application experience through collaborations. Basically, we were licensing the technology to some of the personal care and health majors. Arriving also to core product platforms, something that we're using still today. We started out in Perth in Australia, and a couple of years ago it was just the left bit of the column. We added on an engineering industrialization center in Dongguan, as well as the equivalent for formulations in Lugano, Switzerland, as well as ultimately also a content and digital media team in Zagreb, Croatia, trying to do the best we can, being a small organization, still to have the right thing happening in the right place. In terms of competences, in terms of being close to proper industrial district, and ultimately talent. The same has started to happen also on the commercial front, where the portfolio of what was initially only technology licensing has been extended using this additional infrastructure of joint developments, even private label projects, ultimately most importantly in value on the proper brands, which are REDUIT and Swisswell. I will tell you a little bit more about in a sec. That has also given us important feedback on the upstream in terms of what works and how to make it work. And for us, the same is happening through the growing number of retailer collaborations that are giving us inputs on how people react to and how to make innovation work beyond the technical, also in communications. I will start with a brief overview of REDUIT. So we're talking about beauty tech or precision beauty, focusing on actual effectiveness in terms of performance, but also in terms of what could hopefully become a new paradigm in efficiency of use of resources. The product itself is a system, so not a device only. It's an applicator that works with a series of pods. We try to keep it simple, universal, appealing, and sustainable. I will show you a brief video from one of the lines that came out a few months ago.
Introducing REDUIT, the precision beauty experience, delivering the future of beauty in the palm of your hand. Set your hair and skin free with a revolutionary beauty concept. It's minimal, compact, and sustainable, all while amplifying you time. The REDUIT application system relies on magnetic misting to deliver targeted actives in tailor-made formulations. all in a weightless, ultrafine mist, gliding with precision over your hair and skin. Proprietary enhanced delivery via REDUIT magnetic misting allows for better absorption and deeper penetration. Free from heavy, pore-clogging textures. Nourish and renew your hair and skin with next-generation technology designed to simplify your regime while amplifying your beauty. Smart hair pods and skin pods deliver highly concentrated actives in across 24 tailored formulas. Simply click in the pod. The device will automatically recognize it. Then be uplifted by the magnetic misting experience. REDUIT Precision Beauty.
Thank you. So, got it. I hope the video helped a little bit explain, let's say, the mechanics of the delivery. At the end of the day, what we're doing is forming a really, really fine film and then using diamagnetics, so waveforms tailored for the actives in question to go get those in properly. The little bit of a discovery was the fact that the world changed also in terms of formulations, where not having to rely on the historical application by hand or spray, we actually found the potential to hugely reduce the total amount of product as well as the total number of ingredients, thickeners, fillers, binders, and are all completely unnecessary, and we call them the non-actives. So I'm happy that we're able to get more out of the same production facilities, that our logistics, our material consumption are an order of magnitude less than for comparable products, but the consumers are also increasingly responsive to the fact of not having to be in contact with tens of chemicals that do not actually add anything to the problem at hand. Okay, this one. So a year and a half into the game, we have developed 3 lines of applicators, and we're currently at about 10 formulations. We try to keep it vanilla, so really broad, in order to have better coverage from treatment products and styling products from hair to day-to-day skincare products, okay, moisture, protection to specific concerns, anti-aging, brightening, and acne addressing. All of the products go through testing in the lab to make sure that we are properly enhanced on the enhanced delivery, but then we put them to work in the field, making sure that this enhancement is relevant for the consumers at the end of the day. In arrival, a bit of a preview, the first of, let's say, non-device products using one of our recent patents in the in situ separation of mixtures, so being able to stratify an emulsion back into its components and create 2 distinct layers on delivery. That will entail a water phase with antioxidants and niacinamides, and of course a top layer, the oil stratum, that will be the filter part. The other extreme we did with a device-only concept. So 20 years into the game of looking for actives and making sure we get them through, we are basically scraping for formulation ingredients, claims and descriptions, and getting proper waveforms to the device for consumers to boost the performance of their existing products. So device-only play is a little bit more complicated, but interesting because it allows us to personalize the products in terms of taking care, not just what goes from where, but where it goes to. Differences in age, skin type, and concerns are ulterior dimensions to which we can adjust the waveforms to make sure we get the best possible performance for that product and that consumer. And that, I think, is it on the REDUIT. I will move to a bit of a novelty. So as of today, I think it's the first time we are live with our sister brand Swisswell, so also part of Wellfully, that is focusing more on health. And with a product that seems very simple, but has been in the making for over 5 years, hopefully providing a very interesting alternative for drug-free pain relief. We're talking about knee lubrication patches that here you can see basically the concentration maintenance in hours. We use enhanced deliveries in the patch itself to boost actually actives that in its core they're food supplements, chondroitin and glucosamine. We put them to the test against basically the blockbuster, not whatever placebo, and that was basically it's Voltaren gel, where I will not go through the details, we have managed to match the performance through a really, really rigorous clinical offering, hopefully, to the consumer the best of both worlds, because the NSAIDs are really difficult in terms of continuous use. First for the stomach, later also for circulation. So you cannot be taking ibuprofen all the time. So for people that are active, that want to be more active, or generally have problems with knees, I think it's quite good news to be able to treat. We've just launched it recently, and already the pre-sales got us out of stock. I hope the beginning of a really, really interesting story, because these are knee patches. We will try to see what other joints we can tailor those to. And I think it's a really good example of that second point, of making new things possible through enhanced delivery. With that, I think I've completed the presentation a little bit ahead of time. And in case there's any questions, please go ahead. No? All right. Thank you. Thanks.